Playing Around Wisconsin, where we offer you a unique look at every public golf course that we have in the Badger State. Enjoy the scenes, the friends, and the swings as we embark on a journey to play around Wisconsin. This is Playing Around Wisconsin. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Playing Around Wisconsin. Today I'm at Snowflake Ski and Golf Club, just outside of Westby, Wisconsin. It's a short little par 3 course, a little off the beaten path, but we're going to have a quicker video today, but with some great views and some practice on the short game. So, it was a windy day in western Wisconsin that day, so most of the shots that I took on the course were really impacted by the wind. Here we can see the scorecard. Very short at 1,614 yards. They have a really cool little bar that you can have a drink after or before your round. And no shortage of great views, especially with the wildlife here in western Wisconsin. The first hole, pretty simple, right across the street from the pro shop, is a 128-yard par 3. Easy way to start, but a lot of holes like this exist out in Westby. I had to hustle to get the first hole in as I was playing through a small family with some toddlers and infants, and there was a lot of singles out there, so I didn't get that chip 2-putt bogey. On to the second hole, 164 yards from the whites, 139 from the reds. In the rush of trying to keep myself moving in front of the groups that I played through, I set up a pretty poor camera angle, therefore missing the best shot I hit all day. The tees were playing forward for the most part on a lot of the holes, so it wasn't playing that full 164, more something about 145 yards. But as you can see, pretty close shot and a lipped out birdie putt, the story of my life. Can't complain with the par. On to hole number 3. In keeping with the flat elevation from the first 2 holes, the third hole actually plays as a par 4 on the scorecard. It tips out at 200 yards from the white tees, and playing against the wind, it was not an easy hole that day. Kind of blocked a 5-iron into the breeze, missed the green, but as you can see, a chip and a putt in for par. On to hole number 4. Basically going parallel to the third hole, we have the fourth. 165-yard par 3, very flat, very basic. Camera angle's working great here. Bingo. Speaking of great camera angles, my bag actually fell down while I recorded the chip shot. So, missed the par putt, tap in bogey, onward and upward. Hole number 5, you guessed it, parallel, flat, a lot shorter than the last holes though. So, with the tees playing up front, got to hit a little punch shot against the breeze. Came up just a bit short, felt really good off the face, but a pretty simple Texas wedge and a tap-in par. The 6th hole, running parallel to the 5th, has the same exact dimensions on the scorecard as the 4th hole, with both the reds and the whites playing to 165 yards. You're also playing right into the largest ski jump out here, so it's a pretty cool hole, especially with the challenge of getting it over the creek to the green. Pretty well struck shot. Jumped over the green, however you can see here a good shot of the conditions of the green. With all that sand down, I have no idea how this putt stayed so short, considering the slope going from back to front. Between the last 2 shots, you can see back to front by quite a bit. So this green is wildly difficult compared to a lot of the other ones out on this golf course, so I'm not terribly upset with a 3-putt bogey here. On to the 7th hole, which plays as probably the true first par 4 on this golf course. Tips out at 237, but definitely not playing that number with the tee boxes being so modified this late in the season. so I had the benefit of being able to pull out a 7-iron with the wind at my back as well, playing it like a long par 3, and truth be told, it's probably a long par 3 to begin with. But I'll take a short par 4 anywhere I go. Thankfully, I hit the ball about pin high, had a decent chip, and wound up quickly knocking in a birdie putt. So, I'll take it as a birdie, but truly, probably more of a par, considering how the hole was playing that day. After the par 4 7th comes the par 4 8th. Both of them short. 8th plays a little bit longer at 250 yards from the tips. With the wind in the face that day, normally I would have hit my 3-wood, but that bad boy's been broken for a little while now. So I was stuck using my hybrid into the breeze. Not the best struck golf ball, leaving me a decently long pitch shot from about 50-60 yards that was not the best executed play I have ever had. Leaving myself a little bit too long of a birdie putt, especially with the sandy greens. My goodness gracious, I had to hit that thing as hard as I possibly could and still left it short. Thankfully made the par putt here, and walking up to the next tee, I'm going to show you a quick shot of just how sandy these greens were this late in the season after they punched the week before. And last but not least is our 9th hole. Decent little finisher for a par 3 course. And speaking of decent little finishers, take a look at this camera work. What a beaut. So tried to punch a wedge, keep it low, out of the breeze. Was unsuccessful. Much like the last pitch shot on the 8th hole, not the best effort. Missing the par putt here, taking a tap-in bogey, licking my wounds, walking home with a 3 over 33. Some quick final thoughts as we end this video today. Snowflake out in Westby, absolutely worth checking out. It's a great place to practice, especially expose yourself to the game. Everybody needs a place like this to play and practice and enjoy the game. Thanks for watching.